the train whistle is blowing. It sounds like some lonesome song down in my soul, my soul. My baby split the blanket. He won't be back no more. My baby thinks he's a train. He makes his whistle stop, then he's gone again. Now sometimes it's hard on a poor girl's brain, a poor girl's brain. Well, what you gonna do when your baby thinks he's a train? Now locomotion is the way he moves. He drags me round just like an old caboose. I'm telling you, girls, that man's insane. My baby thinks he's a train. Now choo-choo ain't just some train sound. It's a noise that you hear when my baby hits down. With his long hair flying, man, he's hard to tame. Well, what you gonna do when your baby thinks he's a train? Now he eats money like a train eats coal. He burns it up, then he leaves you in the smoke. If you wanna catch a ride, you wait till he unwinds. Mighty fine. He's just like a train. He always gives some a tramp a ride. Now locomotion is the way he moves. He drags me round just like an old caboose. I'm telling you, girls, that man's insane. My baby thinks he's a train. Now locomotion is the way he moves. He drags me round just like an old caboose. I'm telling you, girls, that man's insane. My baby thinks he's a train. My baby thinks he's a train. My baby thinks he's a train.
That's from their recently released 6-song EP. I believe it's 6 songs. Stars and Bars on Grassroots, and that goes out in particular to Bob and Terry Norham of Montpelier, who happen to have the distinction of having Stars and Bars play at their wedding reception a little while back. It's 8:24 on Grassroots. You can expect mostly cloudy skies tonight with a slight chance of a couple of showers or thunderstorms, a low of 65. A few morning showers tomorrow, then partly cloudy skies in the afternoon with a high around 85. Partly cloudy skies in the mid-60s tomorrow night with partly sunny skies on Tuesday with the high again around 85. The Weather Center temperature at BWI is 76. It's 80 at the WPOC Rotunda Studios.
Hello, my name is Ned from Baltimore Bluegrass. I'd like to say one thing about the store: experience. This word applies to us in several ways. Baltimore Bluegrass has been serving the bluegrass community for quite a few years. This has given us plenty of time to get acquainted with your needs. The employees of Baltimore Bluegrass are professional musicians. This experience helps us recognize and solve the problems musicians might encounter, as well as help guide the beginner. After fixing thousands of guitars, banjos, fiddles, mandolins, and other acoustic instruments, our repair department is well equipped to meet the needs of your instrument. Each of our instructors are experienced teachers as well as professional musicians. They can start you on an instrument or give plenty of tips to the intermediate player. After years of selling instruments, we have developed an eye for quality and an eye for junk. Our lifetime service warranty on all new instruments speaks well of our quality we keep in stock. Come on in, see what we have to offer, and leave plenty of time to browse. That's Baltimore Bluegrass at 5502 Bel Air Road, open noon to 10 Monday through Friday and noon to 6 on Saturday.
It's an escort explosion at Bob Davidson Ford, the Towson area's biggest high-volume, low-priced new Ford car and truck sales outlet. Right now, but for a limited time only, Bob Davidson Ford sells brand new Escorts for only $4,985. $4,985. And because Big Bob Davidson is the Ford man with the finance plan, you can lease a new Escort now for only $112 a month with no money down at Bob Davidson Ford at the triangle of Joppa Road, Paring Parkway, and Beltway Exit 30 North. Open late every night to serve you right.
Advertised prices exclude freight.
Brenda Vaccaro and Paul Dooley for Pocketbooks.
Harry, what brings you to church after all this time?
The sequel to The Exorcist.
Legion by William Peter Blatty. How could you read that book and come to church?
Oh, it's not easy.
I'm dying to read it.
You're dying. This time, Lieutenant Kinderman really has his hands full. The priest, the boy, the insane asylum, they're all dying.
Will I see you next Sunday?
Oh, I hope so.
At last, the sequel to The Exorcist, Legion by William Peter Blatty, a summer sizzler paperback from Pocketbooks.
It's 8:26 on Grassroots, and the music continues with Spectrum from their Live in Japan LP.
South Carolina, there are many tall pines. I remember the oak tree that we used to climb. But whenever I'm lonely, I always pretend that I'm getting the feel of the hickory wind. And I started out younger, had most everything, just riches and pleasure. What else could life bring? But it makes me feel better each time it begins, calling me home to the hickory wind. It's a hard thing to find out that trouble is real. Some far away city with a far away feel. But it makes me feel better each time it begins, calling me home to the hickory wind. But it makes me feel better till the hickory wind.
It's 8:31, that's Spectrum with Hickory Wind. You know, President Reagan, Michael Jackson, and New York Archbishop John J. O'Connor may have more in common than you'd think. All have been selected Best Dressed Men by the Fashion Foundation of America in its 43rd annual survey of custom tailors and designers. This is the second year in a row the president has been chosen as the Best Dressed Statesman, and third for Frank Sinatra as the Best Dressed Entertainer. John Tudor, chairman of the men's division of the foundation, said that the Archbishop follows in the footsteps of Pope John Paul as Best Dressed Ecumenical, primarily because of his fondness for hats. Singing superstar Michael Jackson is known for his sequin jackets and a single white glove. Tudor says he was chosen because he captures the young set with his innovative dressing style. Other winners include New York Governor Mario Cuomo, Best Dressed Government Official, and Democratic presidential hopeful Walter Mondale, Best Dressed in Public Affairs. It's 8:32 on Grassroots, and I'm going to dress you up with a little music from Bill Monroe.
I'm sending a coat to a sweet little lady, for I'm afraid that she will get cold. She once was my sweetheart, but now it's all over. But she's young and I am growing old. She has my heart and well, she knows and will remain till my body grows cold. She once was my sweetheart, but now it's all over. But she's young and I am growing old. She was born in the mountains, in the coal mining country. I loved her in the sunshine and the snow. She once was my sweetheart, but now it's all over. But she's young and I am growing old. She has my heart and well, she knows and will remain till my body grows cold. She once was my sweetheart, but now it's all over. But she's young and I am growing old. Yes, she's young and I am growing old. Midnight on the highway, and the stars are all aglow, and it seems I'm always driving, and I miss my darling so. Midnight on the highway, big bright moon above, it lights the white lights for me, all the way home to my love. Can't you hear the wheels a humming as we're rolling through the night? My desire is to hold you, and I'll be home before daylight. Midnight on the highway, big bright moon above, it lights fading as the town comes into view. A few more miles, my journey's over, and again I'll be with you. Midnight on the highway, big bright moon above. It lights the white lines for me all the way home to my love. All the way home to my love.
Midnight on the Highway. Sounds like me when I'm going home after Grassroots. That's Hot Rise from their second LP. 8:37 on Grassroots. Time to take care of a request. This called in from a gentleman, a real fine first name. His name's Tony, and he called from Southwest Baltimore. No, it wasn't me. Wanted to hear Hazel and Alice, the green rolling hills of West Virginia.
The green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest thing to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear and I cannot linger here, they'll keep me and never let me go. My daddy said, don't ever be a miner, for a miner's grave is all you'll ever own. Oh, the hard times everywhere, I can't find a dime to spare. These are the worst times I've ever known. But the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest thing to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear and I cannot linger here, they'll keep me and never let me go. So I'll move away into some crowded city. In some northern factory town, you'll find me there. Though I leave the past behind, I will never change my mind. These troubled times are more than I can bear. But the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest thing to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear and I cannot linger here, they'll keep me and never let me go. But someday I'll go back to West Virginia, to the green rolling hills I love so well. Yes, someday I'll go home and I know I'll right the wrong, and these troubled times will follow me no more. Yes, someday I'll go home and I know I'll right the wrong, and these troubled times will follow me no more.
You know, you've got a friend for lunch every day when you take us along. Catch the expanded noon news with Ted Patterson Sports and Jim Conway's Baltimore, noon weekdays on WPOC.
More budget problems in Baltimore City have led to that same old question of raising taxes or laying off workers. On feedback recently, we asked which you'd prefer.
I would prefer to see some of the able-bodied men and women who are on the welfare rolls in Baltimore City taken off of those rolls. Many of them can find jobs, not all of them, but many. And then you wouldn't have to keep bleeding the taxpayers year after year. Thank you.
To respond to today's question, call 366-1366 for feedback. on FM 93 WPOC.
Hearts that love where no love grows are gifts with no return. They know the coldest winds that blow where once a fire burned. So go.
That's our encore feature LP for this evening. Not exactly new, but new on a new label, re-released on a new label. That's the Front Porch String Band, and we heard Hearts Against the Wind. Claire Lynch on lead vocals. Before that, Alan Mundy and Cripple Creek from his festival sessions LP. And it's 8:47 on Grassroots. You know, Richard Petty drove his Pontiac to victory in today's Grand National race in Dover, Delaware. Petty finished nearly 4.5 seconds ahead of Tim Richmond at Dover Downs International Speedway. The win was the first of the year for the 46-year-old Petty, who has captured 199 Grand National events during his distinguished career. Petty, who averaged 118.717 miles per hour, started fifth and stayed among the leaders before grabbing the lead late in the race. Terry Labonte finished third, followed by Bill Elliott, Dale Earnhardt, and Darrell Waltrip.
Red Cross blood donors are the most generous people in the world. Frequent blood donors know that each time they give blood, they are helping to save lives. In fact, one single blood donation can be used to treat several critically ill hospital patients. So if you've never donated blood, why not give it a try? Thousands of hospital patients rely on blood donations through the Red Cross every day, all year long. You'll be helping to save someone's life. I'm Tom Hooper from the Baltimore Regional Red Cross and FM 93 WPOC.
Slipping in your window, stumbling in the darkness, falling into your tender arms. Heaven is knowing how much you need me to hold you tight and love away the storm. Slipped, stumbled, and fell in love with you. Slipped, stumbled, and fell in love with you. I tried my best to help myself, the good Lord knows it's true. I slipped up on my blind side, stumbled on the true love. Slipped, stumbled, and fell in love with you. Slipping out your back door, stumbling down the back steps, I fell all the way for you. I never had a feeling like what you gave me until I tripped and saw my dreams come true. Slipped, stumbled, and fell in love with you. Slipped, stumbled, and fell in love with you. Tried my best to help myself, the good Lord knows it's true. I slipped up on my blind side, stumbled on the true love. Slipped, stumbled, and fell in love with you. I tried my best to help myself, the good Lord knows it's true. I slipped up on my blind side.
Be kind of the words that you might say to your old mom and your dad. For when they're gone from this old world, they're the best friend you've ever had. Oh, the best friend you've ever had. Honest to the sinner, what did I say? How many times have you been told? If you don't change your heart and wicked way of life, never walk the streets of gold. How you never walk the streets of gold. Accuse or false condemn. But if you don't change your wicked way of life, your soul will never enter in. Oh, your soul will never enter in. Honest to me, sinner, what did I say? How many times have you been told? If you don't change your heart and wicked way of life, never walk the streets of gold. Oh, you never walk the streets of gold.
Dave Evans and Riverbend on Grassroots, and you'll never walk the streets of gold. Give us a call on the request line. Once again, it's 366-1212. Let us know what you'd like to hear. We had a call last week from Kathy from South Baltimore. She wanted to hear the Bluegrass Cardinals and Carpenter Made of Wood.
Up on the floor of a humble carpenter shop, a boy grew among the wood chips and tools, learning his father's trade to build out of wood, working each day by the rule. Is not a carpenter made of wood, is not a sailor made of water, is the best you've done always the best you could, is not a son made of his father. Along the shore this boy ran till he walked a man, and he talked to the sailors by the sea. This man calmed the water with a wave of his hand, and he walked to the sailors upon the sea. Is not a carpenter made of wood, is not a sailor made of water, is the best you've done always the best you could, is not a son made of his father. This man suffered pain and ridicule for using his power, but he continued no matter the cost. Forsaken by the people, he begged forgiveness in full, and he cried to his father from the cross. Is not a carpenter made of wood, is not a sailor made of water, is the best you've done always the best you could, is not a son made of his father, is not a carpenter made of wood, is not a sailor made of water, is the best I've done always the best I could. Would you forgive me, please, my Father?
The Bluegrass Cardinals on Grassroots. You can expect mostly cloudy skies tonight with a slight chance of a couple of showers or thunderstorms, a low of 65. A few morning showers tomorrow, then partly cloudy in the afternoon with a high of 85, with partly cloudy skies in the mid-60s tomorrow night. On Tuesday, partly sunny skies with a high again around 85. very beautiful weekend we've had so far. The Weather Center temperature at BWI is 80. It's 82 at the WPOC Rotunda Studios.
We've been talking about your least favorite cleaning chores. This is Pat, and you're on the air.
Cooking's okay. It's the cleaning up part that I hate. All that grease and all those pots and pans. Any suggestions, Pat?
Sure. Buy a box of Brillo soap pads from Purex.
That'll help?
Oh, absolutely. Brillo tough steel wool pads are filled with a special soap to help remove grease from pots and pans. Thanks. Another call.
Pat, I've been cleaning greasy pots and pans all my life. Now, why didn't you tell that man to buy the other leading big-name brand?
Well, first, Purex puts 10% more soap and more steel wool in Brillo than the other brand, so you get more pad for your money. And second, there's a special Brillo bonus pack available at your participating supermarket right now, and that means you'll get 12 Brillo pads for the price of 10.
Well, you just talked me into a good deal.
You won't regret it. Goodbye. Remember that Brillo bonus pack is available now, and Brillo gives you more pad for your money. Goodbye.
Purex, the symbol of value for the smart shopper.
You used to have to drag me out of bed in the morning, but now I wake up and fall in love with Yoplait breakfast yogurt. Its walnuts, wheat grains, and real fruit mixed through creamy, smooth Yoplait yogurt are so chewy and substantial that now every morning I toss back the covers, float down the stairs, and start my day with the one I love.
Start your day with Yoplait breakfast yogurt. You can't help falling in love.
It's an escort explosion at Bob Davidson Ford, the Towson area's biggest high-volume, low-priced new Ford car and truck sales outlet. Right now, but for a limited time only, Bob Davidson Ford sells brand new Escorts for only $4,985, $4,985. And because Big Bob Davidson is the Ford man with the finance plan, you can lease a new Escort now for only $112 a month with no money down at Bob Davidson Ford at the triangle of Joppa Road, Perring Parkway, and Beltway Exit 30 North. Open late every night to serve you right.
Advertised prices exclude freight.
Charlie called us last week. He wanted to hear some Flatt and Scruggs. Well, here they are, preaching, praying, and singing.
Preaching, praying, singing everywhere, shouting the praises of His love and care. All of God's children sing together there, preaching, praying, singing down on the public square. But when I saw the crowd, I had the urge to stay. I heard a welcome voice bidding me to come and share. They're preaching, praying, singing down on the public square. Preaching, praying, singing everywhere, shouting the praises of His love and care. All of God's children sing together there, preaching, praying, singing down on the public square. That came from far and near to praise His name in song, to lay the burdens down, to forget their every care, and have an old-time meeting down on the public square. Preaching, praying, singing everywhere, shouting the praises of His love and care. All of God's children sing together there, preaching, praying, singing down on the public square. I am convinced within these folks have found a way to put the hearts in song, just praying on His prayer, and leave the doorbell ringing down on the public square. Preaching, praying, singing everywhere, shouting the praises of His love and care. All of God's children sing together there, preaching, praying, singing down on the public square. Preaching, praying, singing down on the public square. Fallen leaves that lie scattered on the ground, the birds and flowers that were here cannot be found. All the friends he ever had are not around. are scattered like the leaves upon the ground. Lord, let my eyes see every need of every man. Make me stop and always lend a helping hand. Then when I'm laid beneath that little grassy mound, there'll be more friends around than leaves upon the ground. Some folks drift along through life and never through to the feeling that a good deed brings until it's too late and they are ready to lie down there beneath the leaves scattered on the ground. No use taking any gold. You can't use it when it's time for hands to fold. When you leave this earth for a better home someday, the only thing you take is what you gave away. Fallen leaves that lie scattered on the ground. The birds and flowers that were here cannot be found. All the friends he ever had are not around. They are scattered like the leaves upon the ground.
From their Baptizing Gospel LP, that's the Seldom Seen on Grassroots, with a tune for you entitled Falling Leaves. It's 8:02 on Grassroots on FM 93 WPOC Baltimore. I'm Tony Gerard, reminding you that the request line is open at 366-1212. We're featuring an encore feature here for the feature LP tonight, music of the Front Porch String Band. Their album was recently re-released on the Rebel label. Originally, it came out in 1981 on the Leather label. So we'll be enjoying tunes from Front Porch again all throughout the evening. At 11:30, happy birthday, Mac Wiseman. Actually, his birthday is on the 23rd, but we'll be celebrating it tonight between 11:30 and midnight. And then, of course, at midnight, it's ABC News and then Libby Cole for overnight country music entertainment. We're going to move along now with a tune from Berline, Crary, and Hickman on Grassroots.
1, 2, 3, 4.
of my broken heart, trying to find a new love start, wondering if this heart will ever mend, wondering if I'll ever love again. Not so long ago you were happy as could be. I loved you and you loved me. Then we had a foolish quarrel and it broke us apart. Now I'm picking up the pieces to my broken heart. I'm picking up the pieces of my broken heart, trying to find a new love start, wondering if this heart will ever mend, wondering if I'll ever love again. Like a jigsaw puzzle, I was trying to find the pieces that will fit into this heart of mine. But I can't complete the puzzle cause you're holding the parts that will finish up the pieces to this broken heart. I'm picking up the pieces of my broken heart, trying to find a new love start, wondering if this heart will ever mend, wondering if I'll ever love again. I'm picking up the pieces of my broken heart, trying to find a new love start, wondering if this heart will ever mend, wondering if I'll ever love again, wondering if I'll ever love again.
That's Wilma Lee Cooper picking up the pieces from her White Rose LP, preceded by Burline, Crary, and Hickman with Turkey in the Straw. 8:09 on Grassroots on FM 93 WPOC. I'm Tony Gerard with Hartford Express.
Jesse James was a lad that killed many a man. He robbed the Glendale train. He stole from the rich and he gave to the poor with a heart and a hand and a flame. Jesse had a wife who mourned for his life, 3 children and they were brave. But that dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard has laid poor Jesse in his grave. The Galveston Bank, they carried the money from the town. It was in the very place that they had a little race, and he shot Captain Sheets to the ground. Jesse had a wife who mourned for his life, 3 children
It's Hartford Express with Jesse James on Grassroots, ending rather abruptly there. You know, the WPOC Country Ham softball team travels to Hampstead to take on the Little League coaches and managers, and later on in the season we'll be taking the field against the Martin Boulevard Parents Club and the Benji's Chase girls softball coaches. There's another super summer ahead, and we hope you'll be with us.
There are many other opportunities to be involved in service to older adults in your community. The Volunteer Services Office of the Commission on Aging and Retirement Education can help you find a way to use your skills to provide a direct service or supportive services through the programs of the Aging Network. For more information, contact our office at 396-1762, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. This is Mary Magri of the Baltimore City Commission on Aging and Retirement Education and FM 93 WPOC.
Tony Trishka from the Banjo LP, Banjo Land LP to be exact, and this Dixie Breakdown. Blah. I'm Tony Gerard, and we're listening to Grassroots and taking a look at the WPOC events line. St. Casimir's Parish is